Running Productions presents A Cone Man Caper, Death on the Deep Blue Sea. It's really more of a bay, by Brian Maynard and Michael Williams. Attention seafarers, welcome aboard the cruise ship Barracuda. We'll be setting sail soon with many exciting ports of call on our itinerary. This is a special cruise since we'll be hosting the Bowers Banger wedding on the Hammerhead deck. The guest list includes Summer. Hey, who needs a last name when you're named after a season? Summer is the bridesmaid, though only a couple of months ago she was almost the bride. And you'll never guess who the groom-to-never-be was. Henry Bowers, who just so happens to be the groom on this cruise. He took the rejection pretty hard, but isn't giving up that easy. Just don't tell his rebound fiancé. Bonnie Lee Banger of the Georgia Bangers. She's supposedly Summer's best friend, but with a friend like this, who needs sea anemones? This is one Southern belle that you can't unring, at least not without losing a major organ. And since her family would never dare set foot on a cruise ship, this blushing bride will be given away by Alistair Crowley. He's creepy and he's kooky. He's altogether spooky. And he's a little low on cash, so this wedding had better pay off. Otherwise, there might be fireworks. And nobody knows that better than Allison Crowley, Alistair's not-so-little girl and Henry's stepsister from another mister. If you have a way of life, she'll hate it. And if you don't see eye to eye with her, just make sure you don't lose sight of her wedding date. Ernest. He's the best she could dig up on such short notice. Let's just hope he's not the brains of this operation, or else somebody might get buried at sea. But if they do, it's a good thing that we have a minister on board. Reverend Vance O'Bannon. He's the head of the Right Cross Teleministry. When he's not asking for a donation, he's tending to his flock, namely the ones in bikinis. Aren't we lucky that he was called to officiate at this wedding by his ex-employee, Rick Carlisle. You name it, and he's done it. Singer, dancer, infomercial husker, and snake oil salesman. Currently, he's the onboard entertainment for the Barracuda and the wedding singer at the Bowers Banger wedding. Too bad a few of his sour notes have not been music to everybody's ears. Luckily, there's a couple of wedding crashers that just happen to be on board. Max and Magda Chastain are not only world-renowned detectives, but are also on their long-overdue honeymoon. It's a good thing that mystery loves company. Now that you know the players, it's time to get this show on the road or ship on the sea, whatever floats your boat. Bon voyage!
Well, don't we look lovely? All right, that's your cue, Bunny. All right, Alistair, offer her your arm. Right, together, left, together. No, listen, all right? Right, together. You know what? Just forget it, okay? Just walk here to the altar. Okay, and here we have the maid of honor. Yeah. And we got the groom. Oh, come on, smile, Henry. It's your wedding, not a death sentence. Let's keep moving, folks. All right, I'm judging a bikini contest in half an hour, and boy, if some of those girls have amazing personalities. Alistair, smile. Your son is getting married. Ooh, no, that's nightmare material. Don't smile, okay? You know what? Maybe a refined stiff upper lip is better for you. And okay, we are at the altar. Let's see. I see a bunch of things about love and commitment, and you two say even shorter things about love and commitment. And now the rings. Are you sure about this, Bunny?
Absolutely.
All right, whatever. It's your day. Okay. The rings will fly down via dove to the maid of honor. That's you, Summer. Fantastic. Okay, what's the dove's cue?
Watch this. And here he
How do you know it's a he?
He comes when he's called.
Oh,
Come on, Davis Stubb the Third. Go to summer, just like we practiced.
here, let me help. Come here, little birdie. Yes, right there is just fine. All right, there we go. Okay, for the sake of time, we'll just let him stay there. And now we exchange the rings. Why is he beeping?
It's called cooing. What's wrong?
Well, why is it getting faster?
I'm sure it's nothing.
Really? 'Cause
Huh? I guess it was just Davis the Third's time to go.
What the hell was that? What, honey? I can't hear you.
Unless they have a cannon aboard this cruise ship, I'd say that was an explosion.
Not good in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, not good at all. In fact, I think we had better be the ones
If
to
you
go
say
out.
investigate or any word that sounds remotely like it, I will throw you overboard.
But Magda, it's part of our job description.
I'm not on the job right now. I'm on my honeymoon, a honeymoon that you have owed me for almost 11 years.
But you know as well as I do that a detective is always on the job, especially when there's a murder afoot.
Well, I've got a foot that I'm about to put right up your butt if you aren't careful.
Attention. Will passengers Maximilian and Magda Chastain please report to the Hammerhead deck immediately? We have a bit of a mystery that we need your help with.
Oh, no. An explosion on a ship this size, plus a page for the only detectives on board, could only mean one thing. There's a murder on the deep blue sea.
It's really more of a bay.
Please state your name and occupation for the record.
Edward Alexander Crowley, but you can just call me Alistair. In a past life, I was an occultist, a ceremonial magician, a poet, painter, novelist, potassium nitrate refiner, and a mountaineer.
A past life? Did you die or something?
Yes, but I got better.
Potassium nitrate. Doesn't that make things go boom?
Among other things. Next question.
All right. What was your relationship with the deceased?
Mr. O'Bannon, I hardly knew the man. We didn't exactly run in the same circles. My territory is a little more south of heaven.
Are you trying to be funny? Because I'm not in a laughing mood. Now, you said before that you were here for the wedding. Which side?
The grooms. Henry is my stepson from my 9th marriage.
9th? How many times have you been married?
Counting Allison's dear departed mother, 11.
You must have a lot of alimony payments.
Alas, all of my wives have passed to the great beyond. Fortunately, they were all insured. Unfortunately, the money never seems to last.
Oh, is that right? The bad investments.
Yes, in the sense that the money goes faster than any horse ever could.
Oh, you like to play the ponies.
One of my favorite vices. Too bad my bookmaker doesn't feel the same way.
So I guess it doesn't help that your stepson is marrying into money.
I suppose, so long as he actually seals the deal this time.
Are you saying that he was engaged before? What happened?
Why don't you ask the bridesmaid?
Well, why? Was she the bridesmaid at his last wedding?
No, she was the bride.
Hiya, Mr. Cowlick.
The name is Crowley. Do I know you?
I'm Summer. I almost married your stepson 2 months ago.
Ah, yes. Poor Henry was devastated. So, how have you been since you crushed the living spirit from my boy?
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I love him, but only in a friend way. Well, you're not mad at me, are you?
Of course not, my dear. I haven't laughed so much at a disaster like that since the Titanic sank.
Oh, speaking of the Titanic, this sure is a nice cruise ship, isn't it? And I love the name Barracuda.
How apropos. I do hope you aren't planning on ruining this wedding as well. That wouldn't be very wise.
Oh, don't worry. If there's one thing I've never been accused of, it's being wise.
Indeed. Though I have to question the wisdom of you being on board this boat at all.
Oh, but I'm the whole reason that any of us are here. Bunny and Henry would have never met if it weren't for me. Well, it only made sense that Henry invited me personally.
Henry invited you.
Begged is more like it. Oh, he's so cute when he's on his knees. I couldn't resist. So are you giving Bunny away during the ceremony since her parents refused to come?
Why, yes. I just hope that she's in a giving mood, too. Cruise ship tickets don't grow on trees, you know.
They don't? Well, I thought tickets were made out of paper and that paper came from the trees and with the trees and that.
How on earth did Henry let you slip away? Excuse me, my dear. I need to check on a few last-minute arrangements.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Crowbar.
Name and occupation.
Summer.
That's great, darling. And occupation?
Oh, no, I'm single at the moment. I'm occupied. Why, are you trying to set me up?
Are you aware this is an interrogation?
Not really. Well, how does that work?
Well, Miss Chastain and I are investigative partners. We conduct a series of interviews relating to the passing of Mr. O'Bannon. Then we debrief and prepare a second round of probing questions.
Oh, it sounds like you need some privacy.
What do you do for work, Summer?
Oh, I can't seem to hold down a job. My latest job was at a lingerie sales girl, but then the men were more interested in me than the clothes.
I can't imagine why.
Tell us about the events of Mr. O'Bannon's passing from your perspective.
We were rehearsing for the wedding.
Okay, could you define we?
It's a pronoun indicated for you and me.
What other people were at the rehearsal?
Oh, let's see. There's Vance, Henry. Oh, he's the groom. His fiancée, Bunny, Alistair, Allison, Rick, and Summer.
That's you.
Who?
What did you see?
Oh, well, Vance was leading us through the events of the wedding, and then a bird flew down and landed on his shoulder, and, well, you know the rest.
We do. How did you know Vance?
Oh, I didn't really. He just came into the lingerie shop every Thursday and asked for me. Well, he didn't just ask for me. He'd buy presents and want me to model lingerie. He showed up at my door once. Oh, such a creeper. And well, then what do you know? He's running the wedding and he's knocking at my door last night.
I have here that learned that you were once engaged to Henry, the to-be groom.
Ah, that's right.
Okay, what happened?
Well, it sounded like a good idea at first, but then I realized we were better at friends.
When did you realize this?
On the altar.
Well, was this ever a bone of contention between you and Bunny?
Of course. But they're getting married, so I thought that maybe that was over.
Maybe.
Well, I still had no idea that he'd sneak out last night to try and get me to run away with him. Oh, maybe you should ask him. He's kind of crazy in love with me.
Did you not think to volunteer this information earlier?
You didn't ask.
The dove, it was supposed to land on you as part of the ceremony?
That's right.
Whose idea was that?
Bunnies. Oh, she thought it would be special. Wait, no, that's not the word. What is it? Incendiary.
Oh, okay. Back to Henry for a moment. How did this attempted seduction go?
Oh, well, do you want me to play both parts?
Just go to the flashback, Summer.
Oh, okay.
There you are.
There you are.
Right, now that we've established that, what are you doing out here?
Well, you passed me a note at dinner saying to meet you outside. Alone. On the New York deck. So here I am.
Here you are. Sure you're not too cold?
Oh, the sea air feels nice.
But if you stayed out here too long, I imagine you'd get cold.
Oh, sure.
Cold. Perfect skin that radiates under the moonlight's glow.
Oh, that's just my toner.
Cold hands I could hold in mine.
Oh, but your hands are always clammy.
Cold feet.
Oh, yeah, I should have worn boots. You want to finish this at the bar?
No, out here is perfect. And you know what they say about cold feet, right?
Cold feet. Cold toes?
What else do you think of when you hear the words cold feet?
Eskimos. Popsicles? Sledding. Sea lions. Though they don't really have feet. It's more like a flipper situation.
Summer, I have cold feet.
Well, duh. It's a bit chilly out here.
I have cold. It's an idiom meaning I don't know if I should go through with this marriage to Bunny because I'm still madly in love with you, Summer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then why didn't you just say that instead of cold feet?
I honestly have no idea. What do you think about what I just said?
Well, it's silly. You're marrying Bunny. Oh, speaking of which, hi, Bunny.
Hide!
Oh, oops. It wasn't her.
Run away with me.
We're on a boat.
That's true. But, I mean, when we get on dry land, run away with me. Huh?
But you're marrying Bunny.
I don't want to marry Bunny.
Then why are we here?
I have no idea. Oh, what do you say?
Oh, she's my best friend.
But I love you. Do you love me? Huh?
I think you should marry Bunny. I mean, you already have all those napkins and streamers and souvenirs with Bunny and Henry Forever printed on them. And the 4 isn't written up. It's literally the number 4. Well, I don't think you could find another Bunny or Henry to peddle those to.
Summer!
Oh, you're right. It's starting to get chilly. See you tomorrow for the big day.
I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing!
Name and occupation.
Henry Bowers. Groom? To be?
That's not an occupation.
Oh, I work in a zoo.
A zookeeper.
Well, I feed the animals and shovel their business.
Why the cold feet?
Who said anything about cold feet?
Who do you think told us about cold feet?
I'd like a lawyer, please.
Oh, sure, kid. Tell him to hop on a helicopter and get here pronto.
We're not the police. We're private detectives. Perhaps you've heard of us.
I don't think so.
Well, it's better you talk to us. We're professionals. Who do you think is going to exonerate you quicker? Us, who've solved over 500 cases to date.
Internationally.
Internationally. Or the power-hungry cruise ship security guards who are nothing more than mall guards on the water.
Now, the cold feet.
I wanted to run, but it was too late.
Who knew about this?
Summer.
Could she have possibly told someone?
I don't think so. It took a solid 5 minutes to explain cold feet to her.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
Did your father?
Stepfather.
You stand corrected. Did your stepfather approve of this union?
Well, he agreed to attend, right?
Answer the question.
Yes, I think as much as a man like that can care about something.
And what reason do you think that is?
Well, you'd have to ask him.
Where would you and Summer have gone? I mean, tell me if my deductions are telling your fiance about cold feet are erroneous.
Ex-fiance, and I didn't get that far in the planning.
Did you want to get married at sea?
Well, not really, but Bunny had her heart set on it.
Why do you suppose that is?
Romance? I have no idea.
I think I have a clue.
Does your stepsister approve of Bunny?
She's not really a people person.
I have it here. She brought a date.
That's true. Though he seems kind of off. Huh. Well, you're late. They were about to move the gangplank and set sail without you.
I'd have been here sooner if you hadn't booked your wedding on the most obscure cruise line in history. Caw! The Barracuda?
Hey, it could have been worse. We almost had to book the Kraken. Who the hell is that?
This is my +1. Say hello, Ernest.
Hello. Seriously? This is what you call a wedding date? Oh, same old alley cat. Never know who or what she's gonna dig up next.
Henry?
Mm-hmm.
I know we haven't seen each other a lot since we were kids, but I really don't care for that nickname anymore. Either call me Allison or call a doctor. It's your choice. Caw! As for Ernest, I know he looks pretty rough around the edges, and he has an odor that could make an onion cry, but he's got his good points too. Don't you, sweetie?
Brains. Oh, brains.
And who's the missus to be this time? Caw.
Bunny Lee Banger. She's and Summer are best friends.
Bunny? Can I just call her Thumper? Caw.
What is that? Why do you keep making that noise?
I'm calling for Poe.
Oh, you brought your dumb pet crow to my wedding?
He's not a crow, he's a raven, and he's got more brains than that bubble-headed bimbo you almost married.
Hey, don't you call Summer that. I mean, she might hear you.
You invited the woman who left you at the altar to your destination wedding with her best friend? Wow. And people call me a masochist.
Well, actually, she's in the ceremony as a bridesmaid.
And this was Bunny's idea?
Yes. And no, yes, it was an idea, but no, it wasn't Bunny's idea.
No brains. You got no brains.
I should have brought popcorn for this. Caw! There you are, Poe. You almost missed the boat. Come on, Ernest. We should get settled into our cabin before the sun gets much hotter. I'm starting to burn and you're starting to spoil. Don't interrogations usually consist of you asking us questions that we either answer or at least give evasive answers to that make us look guilty of sin?
Well, the obvious question is, why aren't you two haunting a house right now?
Magda, maybe they have a condition or something.
Yes, it's called sociopathy.
Good to know. What about your friend here? Is he a people person?
Only when he's hungry.
Okay. Let's just get this over with. Name and occupation.
Allison Crowley. I'm an anarchist. Oh, and a cookbook author.
And you're related to Alistair and Henry, correct?
Yes. One by blood and the other by mistake.
And how about you, sir?
He doesn't really have a name, but I call him Ernest because he's the most sincere person I've ever met.
So, did you have a chance to meet the deceased before his untimely demise?
Yes, Ernest and I met several years ago.
Actually, she's referring to Vance O'Bannon, the minister at the wedding.
Oh, that one. No, I avoided him like the plague.
Why?
I don't trust televangelists.
That's right. He had one of those holier than thou TV shows, didn't he?
Yeah, the kind where they're always asking for donations. From what I hear, he usually lost it all at the racetrack.
Ah, like your father.
Ah, so you've spoken to Potter Mayes. Did he also tell you that he used to be in the explosives business?
In a roundabout way. He seemed indifferent about O'Bannon.
Whatever. He doesn't like leeches any more than I do. Somebody did us all a favor.
Somebody that knew an awful lot about birds and bird calls.
You're insinuating that I put explosives in that dove just because I have a well-trained raven that will kill on command? You are barking up the wrong tree, Fido. It looked to me like the bride, Miss Bunny Lee of Savannah, Georgia, had the doves wrapped around her little debutante finger as she does Henry. Besides, I would have sent Poe to peck his eyes out instead. Kind of an eye for an eye type of irony, right, Poe? Poe, where did you go?
Oh, I think I'm gonna throw up.
Ernest, not again.
Bird brains.
Max, how are you feeling?
Oh. Like I took a lot of Dramamine for nothing. I shouldn't have mixed it with all those Mai Tais. Oh.
It makes you feel any better. That Ernest guy looked more seasick than you do.
Henry was right. There's something definitely off about him that I just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, he's got some serious homicidal tendencies, but he's no mastermind. He eats birds, not rigs them to explode. Girlfriend, though. There's a coven somewhere that's missing a witch.
And she seemed to have a healthy hate for O'Bannon. Oh, did you ever see one of his telethons? Oh, he was always pulling some crazy shenanigans to rake in more viewers and the hard-earned cash. It makes you think, doesn't it?
That this was just some elaborate publicity stunt that literally blew up in his face. Now that would be some poetic justice. But I think we should finish talking to the rest of the wedding party before we mark this down as death by misadventure.
Bunny.
Here comes the bride.
They must think that I'm dumber than a box of nails. Look out there. They're canoodling. I swear I should have seen this coming. Every dumb boy is like a fox in a hen house when it comes to summer, and that little tart only has to bet her pretty little fake eyelashes and they fall at her feet. Sweet sassy molasses.
Man troubles?
Oh, my deepest apologies, ma'am. I was sitting here venting my feelings out loud.
Perhaps the empty whiskey glass is to blame.
You have yourself a fine evening, ma'am.
Apparently there's a big old wedding happening on this ship. You wouldn't happen to be a part of that, would you?
Guilty as charged. I'm Bunny, the bride-to-be. That is, if my soon-to-be in scalding hot water fiancé and maid of honor stop with their flirting out there.
Well, we're here on our anniversary. We could barely book a cabin with how full this boat is.
Congratulations! Where's your other half?
Oh, he's one of those early to bed, early to rise types, whereas I'm a night owl. Funny how we got along this many years being so different.
What on earth is that dingbat waving at me? Is she flaunting that she's got him wrapped around her pretty little finger?
Hide!
Ladies.
Allow me to introduce our preacher, Reverend Vance O'Bannon.
Huh? Man of the cloth and of the bourbon.
Well, you see, I'm consuming it so there's less to influence my beautiful my beautiful flock. Well, either of you fine ladies happen to have a full dance card?
Book solid.
2 left feet.
Oh, hey, that's okay, because I got 2 right ones. You know, we should head back to my cabin and see what else we got in common.
Reverend, this kind lady here is on her anniversary.
Oh.
I'm sure the last thing she's thinking about is sex.
Oh.
Wise beyond your years, young lady.
Ooh, she looks naive and impressionable. Ladies!
Now, I'm sure I shouldn't have a bad word to say about the clergy, but that man makes snakes shiver. I didn't even want him for the wedding, but Rick, that's him over there, he's our entertainment for the wedding, insisted. Part of me thinks that dirty old Vance is here just so he can see Summer in her swimsuit. He's another one of her droopy admirers, has a snowball's chance in hell with her. Now, don't get me wrong. Summer is one of my dear friends. Some days I just wonder if it's a matter of keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Oh, I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing.
Heck, I'm practically chewing your ear off. Let me buy you a drink.
A small one, perhaps. I have to keep my wits about me.
Bartender, 2 more whiskeys. Oh, I'm so incredibly sorry and rude. What did you say your name was?
Back to present day. Magda Chastain. You might know me from my cover on Time Magazine's Women of the Year, world-class detective with over 500 cases solved.
Internationally.
Internationally, and chief co-investigator into the death of Vance O'Bannon.
Well, hell's bells.
The night before.
Thanks for your tips, ladies and gentlemen, but keep them coming. And don't be afraid to drop a few bigger bills. I can't make change, but I'm pretty sure I deserve them. Don't forget to stop by the Cruise gift shop to get all of your daily curios, but also my latest self-help book, Repress Your Anger in the Healthiest Way Possible, available only in hardcover. Autographs and personalized copies are available for an additional fee. Now this next tune.
Ladies, who wants to dance, huh?
Well, we have royalty in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Reverend Vance O'Bannon. Why, we go way back. Remember that, Vancey? Calling me out during my 24-hour live telethon for supposed connections to offshore accounts for which I had zero responsibility. The telethon was a beauty. The Rick Carlisle Fund for improving the bettering of the life of Rick Carlisle. Remember that one, Vancey? I do. I've been relegated to cruise ships ever since. Where were we? How about a tune? This one's off my new album, Eating Your Blues Away.
Oh, I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing.
It's almost midnight. Why are there 10 boxes of Chinese takeout? Why am I on a stretcher? Is it my crippling case of the gout? There's one more crab ragoon. Please, Mr. EFS man, I won't see them again soon.
Say, my dear, are you feeling all right?
I think so. Oh, I don't know what came over me. As soon as I sat down, it was like my brain was trying to escape my head and shut down as quickly as possible.
Oh, really? Not the first time that's happened, has it, Rick?
Impossible. It's almost midnight.
Excuse me. I'm gonna go lay down.
Oh, what a coincidence. So am I.
Bartender, 2 more whiskeys. I'm so incredibly sorry and rude. What did you say your name was?
It's almost midnight. I'm taking it to the bridge because I am feeling unwell. I repressed all that anger like the book says, and that Reverend Phony Vance O'Bannon can go straight to. Somebody please turn the sun down. I've got the mother of all hangovers.
Oh, but you said you'd be more relaxed and more forthcoming if we did this out in the open.
All right. Ready when you are.
Name and occupation.
You're kidding.
Do I look like I'm in a laughing mood? We need you to state this information for the official record.
If you listen to my records, you already know. New from Rick Carlisle Records, 20 explosive hits from one dynamite artist, me. Order now and you'll get some of my deep cut classics like Love Minus One, A Crying Shame, Once, Twice, 3 Times Divorce, Maybe Tomorrow Is, Sequel, Definitely Today, and many, many more. Just send $39.99 plus postage.
Mr. Carlisle. Mr. Carlisle. Oh, we're not here to promote your best of collection. Just please answer the question.
Fine. Rick Carlisle, Renaissance man.
Narrow that down for Slick. What is your current job?
I'm currently the headliner of the Portuguese Man of War Lounge. 3 shows nightly.
And?
Oh, right. I'm the wedding singer for the Bowers Banger Shindig.
You are aware that a man died at the wedding rehearsal, right? A man that you had a previous working relationship with. A man that you yourself arranged as the minister.
Aware? I'm very aware. Vance and I had a complicated relationship. I certainly never wanted him to go out like that with a bang. A whimper would have been sufficient.
You admit that there was no love lost between the two of you.
That's all hearsay, and you know what that means. It's only true if you hear me say it.
I did, and so did a bar full of people. Well, we heard you sing it anyway.
Songs aren't admissible in a court of law. Besides, I'm surprised anyone could hear me over that convulsing drama queen.
You don't think your singing voice made Summer have that fit?
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, I'd have about carry the $6.35.
So there are other reported cases, and you still think Summer was lying?
Or she was put up to it. She and thick as thieves with Vance. I remember it like it was just last night.
It was last night. Flashback, the night before, kinda.
I was sitting at the piano at the Portuguese Man of War Lounge, fighting off all of my over-enthusiastic fans.
You were begging for tips and hawking a self-serving self-help book to a bar full of drunks.
Honey, it's his flashback.
I was there, so technically it's our flashback.
Ahem. Anyway, in Prince is none other than Vance O'Banion, no doubt jealous of all the attention I was getting. In fact, he even said so. I'm jealous of all the attention you're getting. Ignoring his rude interruption, I gave him a warm greeting and went into my rousing rendition of my #1 smash hit, From the Bottom of My Heart, It's Lonely at the Top. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I was rudely interrupted a second time by Vance's partner in crime. I tried to carry on the song when I noticed a series of winks and nods and hand gestures going on back and forth between the little sweetheart and Vance. That's when she went into her Tony Award-winning performance. Then Vance said, "Are you all right, dear?" as if I didn't already know. And the sweetheart replied, "I don't know whatever came over me. As soon as I sat down, my brain escaped my head and shut down as quickly as possible." And then she pointed at me and yelled, "All because of that impossibly handsome man and his angelic voice made out of 24-karat gold."
Oh my God, how much more of this do I have to take?
Stay gold, pony boy.
Then Vance made some completely unsubstantiated claim about there being hundreds of other cases happening to me before, to which the tart said, "Excuse me, I've been lying this whole time." And then she ran from the bar. And Vance agreed. What a coincidence, so have I. And then he followed her to some tawdry rendezvous. Then I finished up my set and I called it a night. And that's the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Or my name isn't Rick Carlisle, superstar.
Now, I thought Rick Carlisle was just your stage name.
Oh, right.
Attention, will the passenger named Summer please report to the captain's private dining room? We still have a bit of mystery on our hands and you're late for the grilling. Thank you.
God, you guys didn't start without me.
Start what?
Oh, the barbecue. The loudspeaker guy said we were grilling.
He meant that they want to grill us some more about the murder.
Of the Reverend guy?
Do you know of another murder on this boat?
Excuse me, why did you just lock that door?
All these one-on-one interrogations are getting us nowhere, and I intend to wrap this case up so that I can still salvage what's left of my ever-loving honeymoon.
But you didn't answer her question.
Henry, we've talked about this.
Sorry, Bun Bun.
Better. Now, Miss Chastain, you didn't answer my question. Why did you lock that door?
I need to shake things up and take you all out of your comfort zones. So I'm turning this into a locked room mystery.
Honey, it doesn't work like that, especially since this murder wasn't committed in a locked room. At best, this would be a closed circle mystery since this is a closed circle of suspects.
Semantics.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to get this straight once and for all. The captain has informed us that we will arrive at our next port of call in less than an hour, and the authorities will be waiting there to take custody of the guilty party. That is somebody. Or some bodies in this room. Now, you've all been forthcoming to various degrees, but we can verify firsthand that some of your recollection of events are not accurate at all.
Disgusting! Which one of you tried to pull a fast one on our friendly detectives here?
I'm not naming any names, but his initials are Rick Carlisle.
All of you, with the possible exception of Bunny, had a pretty good motive for wanting Mr. O'Bannon dead. Alistair, you had deep theological differences with the man.
Custos frates me sum, Latin for, am I my brother's keeper?
Isn't that what Cain said right after he killed Abel?
I haven't the foggiest idea.
Okay. Summer, we all know that you had no love for O'Bannon because he was really a wolf in sheep's clothing that wouldn't stop scratching at your door.
Wow. All that fur and wool must have been awfully hot.
Which dovetails, no pun intended, into Henry's motive. You couldn't stand to see another man lusting after the woman you were so desperately in love with.
What? You are talking crazy. Reverend O'Bannon wasn't after my bun bun.
No, he wasn't. But I'm not exactly the one you've been carrying an Olympic-sized torch for, am I? I swear that you, O'Bannon, and every other man on this boat are all alike. One-track minds that get derailed the second any old summer wind blows your way.
I always thought of men like puppy dogs. If you want them to come, all you have to do is put your lips together and blow.
And that brings us to the gruesome twosome. Ernest, or whatever your name is. I don't think you really cared one way or the other about Reverend O'Bannon, but your girlfriend, on the other hand, had already admitted that she thought he was better off dead.
Sic semper hypocritus, Latin for as always to hypocrites, or simply put, death to hypocrites.
That's my girl.
And finally, Mr. Rick Carlisle. You probably had more reasons to want your old boss dead than anyone else here. Maybe that's the reason you invited a man who humiliated you on live television to come and officiate at a wedding that you had booked at the only place you could get a job after that humiliation.
Would you care to refute any of that with another badly narrated flashback?
Can I have my phone call now?
That's after you get arrested.
How about a drink then? Anyone need a drink?
Fine by me. I need to consult with my partner in private anyway. Well, it worked. They're all sweating now.
I know, but Something doesn't feel right. They all have decent enough motives for wanting O'Bannon dead, but one thing is still bugging the hell out of me.
That really the dove was supposed to land on Summer in the first place?
Exactly. Bunny told us that she trained that dove for weeks to land on Summer's hand, which it usually did, except that one day.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
That maybe O'Bannon wasn't the intended victim?
Exactly. Bunny told us she trained that bird for weeks to land on Summer's hand. Why is there beeping in this room?
What?
Oh. Well, now it's personal.
A little bit. Yeah. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
It's time to call in the big guns. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all of you people out there who've been watching the interrogations, watching all the flashbacks, making little notes, chatting up a storm during the show, it is time for you to get into action. It is time for you to share with us your thoughts, your questions. What are things that you are dying to know from this cast of characters? And we will ask them. All you have to do is just jump on the chat and put in your questions. So, everybody come back on in. Okay. The first question we have is for Rick Carlisle. Why did you bring Reverend Vance O'Bannon in to do the wedding?
Oh, that's easy. He still owes me a great deal of money, and it's the only place I could find without a racetrack involved.
They also want to know when your next album drops.
I'm glad you asked. There's a paid performance later this weekend.
Henry, you mentioned that you work at a zoo and you're responsible for shoveling the animals' business, but you didn't quite say what animals that is that you're responsible for shoveling.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm an ornithologist. You know, I work with birds and take care of their business as it also flies about.
You don't say.
No, I just did say. Oh, yeah, I got you.
So you work with birds. Do you train them?
I've been trained in training of birds by my mentor, Todd.
Allison.
That's nice.
Allison, they also want to know, how long does it take to train a bird, since you also have experience?
Depends on how smart the bird is. I tend to only get the very smartest. I breed for specific smart genes in my birds. So 2 days.
And how exactly do you determine how smart a bird is?
Their reaction to Henry.
Summer, how many times did you go out with the Reverend?
Oh, I never went out with him, but he does buy me stuff. He comes to the shop all the time, and then he came at my door once, and then last night. But I don't like touching him because he's kind of gross.
Henry, how many times have you been engaged?
This year?
Ever.
Oh, ever. So we've got Bunny now, right? And then Summer.
That's me.
And then previously a nice young lady named Winter.
Alistair, you said that you'd been married 11 times. Which wife was your favorite?
Oh, I don't choose among my wives. They're all my favorites. I do choose among my children, and my favorite is Allison.
Thanks, Daddy.
Okay.
Allison, did you mourn Poe's death?
Absolutely. What bones Ernest had not consumed, I arranged in a nice diagram and lit some candles. And then I poured the wax on the ground, and some of it got on my hand. Now I have a nice burn that I'll always remember Poe by. It's my Poe scar.
Can I eat the diagram?
No.
Allison, is there any chance that you're going to have a seance for Poe?
Poe is with me always. If I needed to do a seance for Poe, it would be so that others could hear him and his wisdom. So, pay me, and I will.
Right.
Henry, how big are these dang birds that you have to shovel their poo?
I think it has to do with less about the size of the bird and the delay in accumulating it. I'm not allowed to go over 18 hours a week. So sometimes, the albatrosses are left to their own devices, and that can pile up. And so I got to get the shovel. And one time I had to use a bobcat.
It sounds like you're full of shit.
It's a crappy job, but someone's got to do it.
Ernest, hi. What exactly is it that you do for a living again?
I'm an accountant by trade.
Oh. Doesn't take much personality for that job, does it?
Watch it.
Alistair, why did you come to the wedding?
I wouldn't miss it. It's a win-win situation. If the union goes through, then I possibly will get to partake of some of the fruit that falls from the tree. If it doesn't go through, I get to see another disaster at sea.
Bunny, why did you pick doves?
I just think they're so pretty. I mean, it's the bird of love, right?
And peace.
Oh, and peace.
Right, and peace.
Or
Mr.
pieces.
Oh,
Or brains.
okay.
Also too soon.
This is a circus. Rick Carlisle, tell me, where did you get your start in music?
It was back in Motown. It was
Thank you.
Motown, then never mind.
Thank you.
Allison, how do you really feel about your stepbrother, Henry?
I am always honest. I despise him, and I wish that the dove had landed on him.
Whoa. We heard that, right?
It's not a surprise. You already read my diary, Henry.
Yes. And saw the pictures. That's a lot of red. That's a lot of red.
Okay. All right. It's time we draw this to a conclusion. We need to go all the way around the room. I'm going to ask each of you the same question, one at a time. I will start with Bunny. If there's one thing you could say to Vance O'Bannon, what would it be?
Hi, Vance.
Thank you. Henry, if there's one thing you could say to Vance O'Bannon, what would it be?
I would tell him, this is what it sounds like when doves explode.
I walked into this.
Yeah, you did, honey.
Rick Carlisle, what is the one thing you would say to Vance O'Bannon?
Where is my money?
All right. Thank you. Alistair Crawley, what is it you would say to Vance O'Bannon?
Que sera, sera. Enjoy the vacation. We all take a turn around.
Interesting. Summer.
That's
what would-
me.
Yes, you, darling. What would you say to Vance O'Bannon?
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. That's all.
Great. Allison Crawley, what would you say to Vance O'Bannon?
I was right. You look better dead.
Wow. Okay. And finally, last but not least, Ernest, what, if anything, would you say to Vance O'Bannon?
Do you want to donate your brains so I can grill them and eat them with ciabatta bread?
Thank you, everyone.
Can I change my answer to that? Okay.
Well, I think we just have one or two other real quick questions from our other investigators. Bunny, why did you want to get married on this boat?
Well, I knew my parents wouldn't come. They're not big fans of being at sea. And I knew that Henry couldn't run away with Summer if we were out in the middle of the ocean.
I can't swim.
It's true. He's stuck with me.
And Ernest, wouldn't you think an explosion would spread brains everywhere and make them easier to get to?
Honey, use your outside voice.
When a brain explodes, it's like a fun treasure hunt. It's what us zombies call a good Saturday.
Can confirm.
I like treasure hunts.
Honey, I think that's a good note to end on.
It's good a note as any.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and give you a chance to vote. How you vote on who you think did it, you just type who you think did it into the chat. So that's how you vote. Tell
We
us
need your help.
Yes, tell us who
This
you
is the interactive part. You tell us what we missed, and you tell us who done it.
Looks like we need to get everybody back into the room. All right.
Well, have you heard enough?
I think so. How do you want to do this?
No. Classic denouement fashion. A long-winded explanation about how the perp almost committed the perfect crime.
Unfortunately, 2 world-class detectives with over 500 cases solved
Internationally
just happened to be on board and on the case.
Does this mean you figured out who wanted poor Vance dead badly enough to kill him with an exploding dove?
It's funny that you should ask. The way we figure it, Vance O'Bannon wasn't killed premeditatedly, but prematurely. The intended victim was none other than Summer.
Me? Oh, but I swear I didn't do it. I would never have used David's stuff to hurt another human being or hurt another human being using David. Either way, I'm innocent.
Summer, dear, we're not accusing you. We're explaining that a very incompetent killer who knew nothing about birds or explosives tried to kill you and ended up killing O'Bannon instead.
Oh, God! Wait, I mean, oh, bad. Who on earth would want to hurt little old me?
Believe it or not, it was someone whose bad memory and even worse singing gave us all the clues we needed.
Rick Carlisle?
Couldn't be. My singing sounds like a symphony, and my memory is good as and that big gray thing with the funny looking stuff.
It's an elephant, you lame lounge lizard.
Yeah, lizard. You're a lizard.
O'Bannon, I get, but why would Rick want to kill my darling friend, whose name happens to be Summer?
God save Sweetie Pie. I don't think Bunny noticed that little Freudian slip at all.
Oh, good. I was afraid.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
Well, come to think of it, you did seem pretty mad at me when I had that fit at the Portuguese Man of War Lounge and at the sound check at the rehearsal. Oh, and when I heard you singing in the shower.
You're a little faker. You know that?
We all know that. Wait, you said faker, didn't you? Never mind.
Baker.
Hold on just a damn minute. How could Rick have used my dove to try and kill Summer? I'm the one who trained it.
Should we accuse you instead?
On second thought, you may be onto something. He does have awfully shifty eyes.
This is absolutely ridiculous. If Vance were here right now, he would vouch for me. In fact, he would probably say, Rick Carlisle is 110% innocent of my death. In fact, if anyone is to blame for my untimely demise, it's me. I did that sweet, sweet man wrong, and I will eternally regret it. Roast in the blazing pit of hellfire.
My kind of place.
As I was saying, I, Vance O'Bannon, said and did things I will never be able to take back, and putting that little sweet tart up to messing with Rick's livelihood will be the one thing that I regret most of all. Please forgive me.
I wasn't put up to anything, Mr. Carlisle. I really do have a weird convulsion whenever you sing. I'm not making it up. I swear.
Don't worry, Summer. We believe you. According to Rick himself, this has happened over 127 times before.
The last time was during the live telethon that Rick was hosting. Half of the phone operators fell to the floor in the middle of the 11th hour donation push.
You know, certain pitches of the human voice can affect the brains of birds like that. It makes them lose a sense of direction.
And maybe fly to the wrong person.
You can't prove any of this.
You knew good and well that dove was supposed to land on Summer, so you rigged it poorly to explode when it landed on her. Unfortunately, your pre-rehearsal warm-up messed up the bird's sense of direction so bad that it landed on the most convenient place.
Which just happened to be Vance O'Bannon.
which turned out to be a happy accident after all, since you planned all along to kill him with a backup dove that Bunny had on board as a just in case.
But you ended up sicking it on us after we confronted you earlier. Too bad you didn't know that I'm a world champion listener.
Not that he ever listens to me, but yeah, he does have excellent hearing.
Then hear this. I'm not going down without a fight. I have one more lethal weapon left at my disposal. Well, lethal to Summer, at least. Ah, sweet mystery of life, at last I found you. I know at last the secret of it all.
Will someone please shut him up before he kills her?
Are you all right, Summer?
Oh, I think so. Just a little woozy.
Well, you don't have to worry about that happening again.
Right. The only place we'll be singing anymore is a not-so-gilded cage called Sing Sing.
Death on the Deep Blue Sea. It's really more of a bay. By Brian Maynard and Michael Williams. The cast in alphabetical order. Vance O'Bannon, played by Rick Evans. Ernest, played by Connor Farrell. Max Chastain, played by Ty Fisher. Henry Bowers, played by Reed Halverson. Alistair Crowley, played by Brian Maynard. Rick Carlisle, played by Michael Robbie. Allison Crowley, played by Cassie Randall. Summer, played by Helen Rios. Bunny Lee Banger, played by Renata Smith. Magda Chastain, played by Christine Weems. And PA announcer, voiced by John Paul Stevenson. Directed by Christine Weems. Stage managed by Josh Baker. The character of Ernest used with permission by Ben Plopper. Music by Sandra Peck Ramsey. Capers logo by L. Robert Westeen. This production is made possible by the Let Creativity Happen digital grant, funded by the Houston Arts Alliance and the Houston Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs. If you enjoyed the show, please tell your friends. If you really loved us, please consider making a tax-deductible donation to Cone Man Running Production. Information to donate can be found on our website at conemanrunning.com. A Cone Man Running Production.